Blessed are we, magical peoples. Okay, so we are going to do a card reading. It's going to be a reading for this week, this coming week. This is in honor of Elisa Soul Kisses. She is currently having a crystal sale. Well, she sells a lot of stuff, not just crystals, oils, curios. She does a lot. Okay. And she's my good friend and I help her out when I can and where I can. And so I invite you, look in the description. I invite you to check out the group that she's selling in right now. She has really, really great pieces, and I try to comment on different pieces and share with you, different ways to work with the crystals, in a magical, metaphysical space. So I'm just going to ramble a little bit, let people check in. I hope everyone's doing well. Let me know how y'all are doing. Well, hello, Joshua. Hello, Kilashandra. Hello, Tracy, Bert, Stacy. Well, hello, Gina. Bitch, please. Oh my God. So I also try not to swear, you guys, and just to respect the space. So I try not to swear. I just couldn't help it because it's Gina. We're going to work with 2 Oracle decks today. Getting into the vortex and health and the law of attraction. I felt like those were really good. I felt like those would be rather fitting. Well, hello, Stephanie. Oh my goodness. Good to see you. So yeah, we're gonna have fun today. We're gonna enjoy. Definitely check her the sale out. I'm there until I'm not there. Until the end of her sale. I'm also selling some poppets and stuff. But yeah, we're gonna do this. Let me open these cards. We're gonna do a reading, inspirational reading for this coming week. Okay, I'll utilize both decks. We'll do 2 sets of 5. Okay, so again, I hope everyone's doing well. Again, just let me know how y'all are doing. Well, hello, another Stephanie. Hello, Erica, Christy, Sarah. Another Christy. Welcome. Okay, so just you guys take some time, or y'all take some time to focus on your breathing, take some time to focus on your heartbeat, take some time to just tune in with yourself, call in your spirits, your guides, your gods, ancestors, saints, whoever you work with, whoever you pray to, whatever you work with or pray to, just call in that vibration, call in that energy, and just sit with that energy for a moment. This is your time. This is our time together, so we get to co-create this space. This is our time together, so we get to really enjoy, our company. Well, hello, Tasha. Good to see you. Well, awesome. Hello, Janet. So yeah, take some time and let's shuffle. Let us shuffle. I hope everyone's doing well, having fun. It's Sunday, so it's a little lazy hair day. I needed to do laundry too, but it'll get done. So let's take some time to just, tune in. What do you need to know right now? What's going on this week? What do we need to be aware of? How can we focus and make the most of our week? There's a lot of stuff that happens, out of our control. And I keep saying, it's really bothering me. Do you ever just start talking and you just realize you're saying something over and over and over and you can't help it? And then when you say it, you're like, why did I say that? That's what I'm going through right now. So just don't mind me. Well, hey, Holly. So yeah, we're gonna do 5 cards, 2 sets, and let's see what happens. So when you're ready, go ahead and comment 2 numbers. We will do 1 through 5. 2 numbers. Oh my gosh, I need to tone this mess too, definitely. Well, hello, Tracy. Elizabeth. Welcome. So two numbers, 1 through 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first two numbers that, are impressed upon you, the first two numbers that you really feel connected to, or that you hear, or that you see, the first two numbers, go ahead and comment. Or write it down. Remember, you don't have to comment. You don't have to engage. You don't have to. This is our time together. This is your personal experience that matters most. So if you want to write it down, okay? And just take notes. You don't have to comment, but I enjoy the comments because it feels really weird. It already feels weird just talking, but like when I can't see anyone, that's even more strange to me. So I like the feedback. I like to hear your thoughts and all. So be mindful. Yeah, there's no 6 and 8. It's 1 through 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 6 and 8 do not exist in this reading. So 1 through 5. Go ahead and comment. Write it down, whatever you prefer. We'll get into this reading. And just know that, again, this is our time together. So anything that comes up, anything for you specifically, share your thoughts if you feel comfortable. Share your thoughts. Go ahead and, engage, because what I say and what I share is what I pick up on and what I feel compelled to share. But what you say, because we are co-creating this experience, what you say, someone else might really connect with, and then we can have a conversation. And I think that's the most important thing out of these experiences, because these are general readings, but when we start to engage and we start to converse about the cards and just different little things that each and every one of us pulls up, right? It becomes something even more special. So 1 through 5. And let's do this. 1 through 5. Oh, you're fine. So 1 through 5. Let's go with this. It's a little chilly over here in Northern California. Okay, so we'll do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y'all, I have a hot mess over here. Like, super messy. Well, hello, Lisa. Welcome. 3, 4. And if you want, you can invite your friends to come play with us. If you'd like. It's not necessary, but if you want to share, go ahead. So 1 through 5. Let us see. Okay, so there's 5 stacks, 2 cards per stack. This is for our week ahead, okay? First card, so dominant for those of you who chose card 1, stack 1. I bet Sonia even colder in the UK. I know. I have no place to complain. I really don't. I mean, it's sunny, it's cool. My hands are freezing though, but it's all good. At least it's not snowing here. Oh my goodness. So card 1, just ground center, meditate. What comes up for you? So I can choose. Card 1, I can choose in every moment a better feeling story. I can choose in every moment a better feeling story. So just think about that. How does that make you feel? What comes up for you? Poland, well, hello, welcome. No, 1 through 5, boom, never late, always on time. I try to be on time, but I'm always late. I'm like, in 20 minutes, I'll be there in 45, right? So no, we're never late. We're just always on time when we need to show up, right? So just be mindful of that. So I can choose in every moment a better feeling story. Card 1, stack 1. So under all conditions, you have the power to find thoughts that feel slightly better or slightly worse. And when you consistently choose slightly better, the law of attraction will bring steady improvement to your experience. The key to achieving and maintaining a physical state of well-being is to notice the indicators of discord in the early stages. It is much easier to refocus your thoughts in the early subtle stages than after the law of attraction has responded to chronic negative thoughts, bringing bigger negative results. So how does that make you feel? Sorry, the ring light's these are really glossy, so blinded. How does that make you feel? What comes up for you? I really like it, but I also want to do a little side note. It's important for us to be realistic. It's important for us to understand that no matter Trina, oh my goodness, it's so good to see you. What? Hello, welcome. That just made my day. So, it's really important for us to just be real with ourselves. Sometimes we go through really negative experience. Sometimes, we look at things and it's hurtful. There's hurtful stuff going on, and we can't just, we can't just bypass that. It's really, really important for us to understand these hurtful experiences, these different things that are maybe, challenging and friction oriented and chaos oriented in our lives. So we honor that and we realize that yes, while we experience these things, we do have control as to how we work through them. And so we're not trying to negate the experiences. We are not trying to override it. We are acknowledging the experiences, and we are saying, look, this is what I'm going through, and I know when I'm ready, I can choose a better thought for myself, for what I want to put out there. And so I've seen some really, really, intense stuff lately, and I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that people are experiencing these things. I'm experiencing these things, but it's a reality. I can't just make it disappear. And so what can I do to be a part of the solution here? What can I do to focus on something better? Not saying it doesn't exist, because it does exist. These harsh things do exist, right? And so we have to be very careful as to how we choose that next best story. So I acknowledge that this pain, this hurt is real. I acknowledge that this is a part of the story. I also acknowledge that I can rewrite, I can choose something better, I can be a part of the solution. And so when I acknowledge that, I decide, what do I want to put out there for myself and mine? What do I want to do to be more inclusive and more loving and more accepting? Where am I investing, and is that in alignment with what I really want to stand behind? Does that make sense? And so, card one, of stack one, I can choose in every moment a better feeling story. And so it's like, okay, I see some really crazy stuff going on and I don't like it. And so I'm going to choose a better feeling story, because I know that by me understanding what's going on now, acknowledging it, not taking away, how it makes other people feel or what it's really doing, but acknowledging the existence of this. And then I find like, oh, okay, I can rewrite something, or I can try to write a better story. And then I figure that out for myself. We all have to do that. So what do we want to write? What is that next best thought? What is that next best feeling? What is that next best for each and every situation? So it's really it's helping us to realize and give us that power within ourselves that we are the creators, we are the designers of our own experience, and we must acknowledge these experiences and then decide, how do I want to respond? How do I want to participate? Or maybe I need to not participate and not respond and simply focus on how I am feeling. Okay. So just I choose to feel happy. Yeah. Yeah. That's great. That's great. And so when we're not happy, when we experience things that don't make us feel happy, it's like, okay, I choose to be happy. I choose to feel happy. What am I going through? I can't just be happy out of nowhere. So I need to understand there's something going on within me. I'm like moving like this. So there's something going on within me that is creating discord. What is that? Let me get to the root cause. Let me get to why these feelings are there. And so I acknowledge that there's an unhappiness there, right? And then, I acknowledge it. I see it for what it is. Oh, cool. I get to that core. And then I have information to work with. I can now focus on solutions. So now that I've understood the root of this unhappiness, then I can focus on these little things that bring me happiness, that bring me joy, that excite me. So it's really important. It's really important that we don't negate anyone's experience and say, "Well, just choose to be happy." That's not easy. It's not easy, and it's not always a solution, because sometimes, in order to find our happiness and in order to find our growth, right, we have to work through, we have to process, and we have to find the ways. And sometimes it's really messy, and we have to find the way through. Okay, so let's just be mindful of that. I can choose in every moment a better feeling story. We can respectfully, responsibly, in a healthy way. And the second card to stack one, so this, co-creates with stack one for the weekend or for the week ahead. The second part of this is I can look for things I appreciate in relationships. I can look for things that I appreciate in relationships. How does that make you feel? What do you think about? Like, what do you appreciate in relationships? I can look for things I appreciate in relationships. Okay. So you cannot get the relationship, right? You cannot get the relationship of your dreams when your chronic thoughts about relationships feel lonely or angry or worried or disappointed. But as you look for things you appreciate in yourself and others, as you make lists of positive aspects of past and present relationships, you train your vibrational offering to match the vibration of your desires, and your perfect mate must then come. It is law. So, what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? I actually really appreciate it, really co creating well with I can choose in every moment a better feeling story, you know? And then I can look for things I appreciate in relationships. I think they go really, really well together and they initiate our week ahead. And so we realize like it's really important. It's really important this week to understand our relationships, not just with other people, but with ourselves. Understand. And a lot of times respond rather than react. Yes, reflect and respond rather than yeah, I like that. Yeah. So a lot of times when we end relationships with friends, with coworkers, with lovers, whatever, any type of relationship, we have a tendency to focus. We have a tendency to focus on all of the things that we do not like, whether it ended in a respectful way or not, right? Whether it ended in a respectful way or it ended really, really bad. I can look for things I appreciate in relationships. It reminds us that, you know what? Cool. Yeah, these bad things happen. This relationship was really toxic in that moment. I was hurt, or I hurt, I hurt others, or others hurt me, or we hurt each other. And we tend to focus on all of those things that make us unhappy or sad or mad or angry or frustrated and pissed off. And that doesn't help us. If we stay there, if we stay in that energy, if we stay in those thought processes, that really doesn't help any one of us, right? And so what this is saying is like, look, if you're thinking about someone and you're thinking about the challenging, the hurt that they caused you, try just for a moment, like when that comes up for you, try just for a moment what happiness was experienced, like what good was created, even if it's like an understanding that you created, that you had out of that challenge. Focus on what you learned, focus on what brings you joy, what little happy moments. And again, example, when I first started my channel, when I first started Deviant Witchery, and if you've been here with me since the beginning, you will know that I'm very passionate. I love what I do. I'm very passionate about the work that I put out there. But I was also, young, in a very mentality wise, young and aggressive and coming from a hurt and painful space, very passionate, defensive. And I loved what I did, but I also, the words that I utilized and the relationships that I created, I was toxic and not so toxic. They were toxic for me at times. I was toxic to them at times. And so there was a lot of challenging stuff. And now I look back and I love all of my relationships. I do. And I'm grateful for all of these experiences. Does that make sense? I'm grateful for the relationships that we created in those moments. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about myself. And it wasn't all just just bad. There was a lot of love, there was a lot of excitement, there was a lot of growth and beauty. And so even in like past like different like friendships and like love relationships, or even like familial relationships, can be very challenging. And so I've learned to focus on what I really appreciate out of each relationship. Okay. And so I can look for things I appreciate in relationships. And I've noticed that when I do that, yeah, I acknowledge the challenge and the friction. But that was a specific moment in time. I'm not the same person. I've learned, I've grown, I've chosen to do that. And so I look at all of these things and I focus on what I could really appreciate. There was passion there, there was love there was excitement, there was adventure, there was a sense of community. And I really like all of that. And I realized that when I started to do that, when I started to focus on the things that I've learned and I've loved and I've appreciated about each relationship, I'm learning to heal the challenging aspects. I'm learning to work through those things, and I'm attracting better feeling relationships for myself. Does that make sense? And so I think that with this initiating, you guys, we're going to be here for a minute because I decided to do 5 cards, so I apologize. So with, I can choose in every moment a better feeling story. I can look for things I appreciate in relationships. This blend right here initiates our week ahead, and we realize that, you know what? It's a time to focus on relationships and what we love about relationships, how we are, what we love about ourselves in relationships, different kinds, and focus on that so we can really work through anything that's challenging, and we give ourselves a shot at success. We set ourselves up for success, and I think that's really important for the first 2 cards. Okay, so let's get into the second set. Okay. Stack 2, card 1. By expecting their success, I can help others improve. So, by expecting their success, I can help others improve. What does that say to you? How does that make you feel? So, by expecting their success, I can help others improve. You never help others when you allow yourself to be a sounding board for their complaints. Seeing them as they want to be is the most valuable thing you can do for them. When you are able to think about a person and feel good at the same time, when you love others without worry, you are an advantage to them. When you expect others to succeed, then and only then is your association with them to their advantage. So how does that make you feel? What comes up for you? This is interesting. Because when people are going through, again, we have to there's slightly problematic energy here, but when people are going through something, we need to share space with them. We need to hold space with them and allow them to express themselves. But when it is a habitual expression of complaint, we can still focus and hold space for what we see in them and what we view, and know that they are capable of so much more. They absolutely are. And right now they're just going through something, and it's not our life, it's not our world, it's not our reality, so we can't tell them how to behave, but we can encourage them when that is appropriate, and we can hold space for them when they need to unload, right? And so, but when they are unloading, we don't need to allow ourselves to go there with them, but we also need to, be aware that when they are expressing their fears or challenges or complaining, to hold the space that we really see them as. I love you, I appreciate you, I know that you're capable, I know you're going, in our heads. Sometimes we don't need to say these things because it's not productive for their space at that moment. So we can hold space and we can think and we can send that energy out I love you, I appreciate you, I know you're going through a challenging time right now, and even though this is challenging, I know what you're capable of, and what you're capable of is going to take over, and you're going to find space, you're going to work through this, and you're going to enjoy this. And so we don't have to hopefully I'm making sense. We don't have to see that person, that situation, where it sees itself at that current moment, because that will change, that will change. And so when we feel, again, we have to use proper discernment. When we feel it is appropriate to interject, like, you know what? Yes, this is a very challenging situation, but you are up to the challenge. I believe in you. I know what you're capable of, and I will be there with you. I will help you if you need help. But I know, and I see your beauty, and I see, what you are able to accomplish, and you can do this. I know it's challenging. So, something to be aware of. Let's see. So, if a parent tells a child that they are a loser, why do they try? That fosters failure, I think. Huh? I wonder why I focus on pain. I need to shift. Why is obsessing on pain much easier? I wonder. I think because we're trained, a lot to focus on the negative things, because a lot of times it's easier to accept the negative than to work through fear and accept the beauty of it. Unfortunately. Let's see, that makes sense. It's kind of like spell casting. Don't tell people who are going to project a negative outcome, either consciously or subconsciously. Be that person who projects success, not doubt. Yeah, absolutely. Boost them, absolutely. Heather, I am not. This is just the week ahead reading. If you want a personal reading, I do that as a profession. You can message me. So let's just keep that in mind. Let's get some more energy going here. So that's, by expecting their success, I can help others improve. And so it's being a grounded nature, right? Being a grounded experience for other people. And being solid when someone is shaky. We need that. We need that. And so that's coupled with, I can replace false premises with law-based premises. I can replace false-based premises with law-based premises. Interesting. False-based premises could very well be the friend who is just on a rant and thinking all of these, negative things about themselves and just blah, 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 just can't stop. They're really down. It's unfortunate. That's what they're going through right now. That's the fact. And so I can replace false-based premises, again, by holding space, like seeing them in their truth, in their true nature, in their authenticity, seeing them as beautiful and loved and surrounded in support. I can replace false-based premises with law-based premises. So when we hold space for people and we see them in the beauty that they are and what they're capable of, we hold space, and it helps to really find that space and get there. So there has been a theme unfolding here of replacing flawed premises within law-based premises. And we would like to leave you with the final one. We all make too much of all of this. It is simpler than we all make it out to be. Be easy about it. Be kind to yourself. Do things that feel fun. Look for things that bring you relief, and just easily move into that place, your vortex, where all things that you want have already been lined up for you. So how does that make you feel? What comes up for you? And that's coupled. I can replace false premises with law-based premises. That's coupled with, by expecting their success, I can help others improve. And you know what? We're in this together. Because we are living a physical existence. We're living on physical earth. And so we are in this together. Okay. And co-creation is a very powerful thing. So what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? What comes up for you? It's important. And when we realize that a lot of times we latch onto these very challenging things. We latch onto fear. We latch onto hysteria. We latch onto these what we judge as negative experiences, and then we really amplify it because we take it in, we hold on to it, and then we are expressing it everywhere else. And then we are influencing other people to latch onto that as well, and we're co-creating a fear-based program, a fear-based essence. But if more and more and more of us, right, if more and more of us start to hold space for other people, and we focus on, allow them to rant, allow them to express what they need, and share what they are going through. But if we hold them in our mind, in our heart, and share the truth that, you know what, you are a divine being, you are beautiful, you are a designer, you are a creator of your life, you are worthy of blessings and beauty and abundance, and you're capable of more. And so when we hold them in that space as they are struggling, and we show up for them, and we align ourselves with them, if more and more of us did that, we would shift, right? We would change a lot what's going on within us as well as around us, by simply holding space and knowing truth, right? And so we can slowly but surely, or maybe fast, but by doing this, we can replace false based energies. We can start to heal. We can start to focus on better solutions. We can create a better space for and a better life for each and every one of us if we started to again share space, hold space with love, with understanding, and allow for things to be expressed, but also allow for the work through. My heart is with you, Heather. Yeah. Uh, hmm. So kindness is very important in this world, and when we hold others in our heart space, we promote that kindness. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. And we can hold people in our heart, and we don't have to be in their lives. So again, if there are people, like there are people that I've disconnected with, you're no longer part of my life, you're no longer part of my story, but I send kindness to you. Again, you don't have to. This is what I've done, and I've learned to do. It doesn't just happen overnight. So I send kindness. I send love to you. I wish you the best. I wish you, I know that you're capable of so much more. I know that, and I wish you that. I wish that for you. And so that helps me. That is slightly selfish, because that helps me shift how I feel about the situation. That helps me just, focus on being better for myself. But it also creates this energy so they can tap into when and if they're ready. Does that make sense? So, card two, as we go through the reading, we realize that when we expect the success of other people, when we hold space for them and we see, that they're capable of so much more, and we allow that in our mind's eye and our heart to just send out to them, they can use that. They can use that energy, and it will help, when they are ready to create, if they are ready, to create that change, it will help them make those necessary steps for whatever they desire in life. And then it helps us shift false based premises. It helps us shift from, lies and fear into love and understanding and acceptance and compassion. So yeah, let's move on to stack three. Stack three, card one. My experience is a clear indication of the thoughts I think. I really like. Okay. My experience is a clear indication of the thoughts I think. What does that say to you? How does that make you feel? I would also kind of expand upon that, where our experience is a clear indication of the thoughts I surround myself with as well. So what does that say to you? This is stack three. This is the core of the week, the core expression. How does that make you feel? My experience is a clear indication of the thoughts I think. So, if you say to yourself, I am the creator of my experience and I choose recovery at this time, you can recover. These words are easily said by us and not so easily heard by those who do not believe in their power to create. But your experience always reflects the balance of your thoughts. Your experience is a clear indication of the thoughts that you think. When you change the thoughts you are thinking, your experience or indicator must change also. It is law. So, how does that make you feel? My experience is a clear indication of the thoughts I think. I like that. I like it because again, it makes me think of okay, my experience, my thoughts, but also who and what I surround myself with. And again, it goes back to the previous card where we hold space and see success. Because if we are surrounding ourselves with people, amazing, beautiful people going through a funk, and they're just, consistently expressing some really powerful, like negative thoughts, and we allow that to influence us, that energy is influencing us. Therefore, we are co-creating with that energy, and it might not be the best for us. But if we are holding space and sharing that with them and seeing them in a divine space, we can alter that energy. And so my experience is a clear indication of the thoughts I think. We realize that what we are thinking about ourselves, what we are focused on thought, we are internalizing that energy, but we are also acting as a battery, and we are expressing that energy outward, and that energy is co-creating with other energies in our lives as well as outside, and bringing more of that energy to us. Okay, does that make sense? And so it's sorry, chapstick, you guys. And so, well, I'm glad you came too, Annie. Welcome. Hello. And so, what we feed ourselves, and again, it's not just thoughts. What we feed ourselves, our thoughts, the imagery that we feed ourselves, and how it makes us feel, all of that is energy. All of that is impressionable energy. And so that is expressed outwardly as well. And then we experience our reality, our life, attached to those thoughts. Okay? I think that's right. Whew. Sorry, I'm just like rambling. It's important to be very aware. And I think also that what needs to be said is not to get caught up, in those thoughts, because a lot of times, we're so scared to think things because we're like, oh no, they're going to manifest. They're going to, I just thought something bad. I'm freaking out because I don't want it to happen. And we have a buffer of time. That's the blessing of being on physical earth. So our thoughts don't necessarily manifest instantly. Okay, they don't. We have a buffer of time, so we can recognize like, oh, I don't really like that thought that I just thought. Does it make me feel good? I don't really want to experience it. So let me focus on something that feels better. Let me again go back to the first cards, right? Let me choose in this moment a better feeling story, better feeling, a better thought for myself and what I want to create here. Okay. So that is coupled, my experience is a clear indication of the thoughts I think. That is coupled with I can stop attracting don't wants by attention to do wants. So I can stop attracting don't wants by attention to do wants. How does that make you feel? I like how that oh my god, you guys. My words are getting fumbled. I like how that co-creates with the first card. Or the first card in this series. I can stop attracting don't wants by attention to do wants. So you cannot rid the world of things that bother you. You have got to rid your vibration of things that bother you. And when you rid your vibration of things that bother you, no things that bother you, oh my goodness, no things that bother you can come. but you cannot really rid anything from your vibration because there is no exclusion in this attraction-based universe. The only way to stop attracting something that you don't want is by giving your attention to something that you do want. Hello. But you have to take small steps in it. I mean, it's relevant, right? So, how does that make you feel? What do you say? What do you think? What's going on, right? I really like this. I like this. Okay, I really do. And this is why, because it's saying, look, we are so trained. Just like, was it Holly? I can't. Holly, did you express like why it was so hard to focus on the positive, and we can take something negative that is said and like just run with it? Same thing with expressing what we want in life. A lot of us think that we are clear. We have a clear vision. Sorry, there's a window and I'm seeing all kinds of things out there. Not like hummingbirds and just things are moving. I'm getting distracted. So okay, so I can stop attracting don't wants by attention to do wants. We are so programmed. We are so programmed on thinking that we are expressing what we really want in life. We have a clear vision. But when we start to ask ourselves questions, when we start to really pay attention to what's really going on, I know, and there are squirrels out there. Trust, there are. So when we realize like, oh, we ask ourselves questions like, what do I want? Let's say we want a blue car, a blue I don't really know, whatever car you want in the color blue, and let's say it's a Hummer. Oh, no offense to anyone who has a Hummer. Yeah, let's say we want a blue Hummer. I don't know why that just pops in my head. Anyways, we want a blue Hummer, okay? And we don't really say, I want a blue Hummer. We're not saying that. We're saying, I don't want a blue Honda Civic. I don't want a red Hummer. I don't want a Mazda. I don't want that color. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Well, hello. Okay, you're really good at expressing what you don't want. And that means you should be even better at expressing what you do want. So now that you have all of this information, I just almost poked my eye. So now that you have all of this information of what you don't want, let's have a little game. Let's have a little exercise. What do you want? Well, I want this blue Hummer and I want the tires to look like this, the rims to look like this, the interior to look like this. And I can see myself in this Hummer and it makes me feel this way. And we're driving along the road and we're having adventures and it's so fun and blah, 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 blah. Pumping gas and it's so exciting because it's my Hummer. It's the blue one that I manifested, stuff like that. Does that make sense? And so when we pull our energy away from focusing on the things we do not want, and we start plugging that energy into the things that we do want, sugar, we manifest so much more and we create so much more. We have energy to invest into the things we love because we are not being taken away from like, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't want that, that's too much work. Cool. Data. I don't want all of this stuff, but that helps me define what I do want, but I have to plug in to what I do want. Does that make sense? Let me read some comments, you guys. Buddhism tells you to look at what you feed yourself, which includes books, news stories, gossip, your own thought. Exactly. I think it's important for us to pay attention to what we feed ourselves. I think it's important as well to not unplug, fully. Was it Tori Amos? She says that she watches the news and she gets, like a half hour in, she reads the articles, then she has to stop. She's not obsessing about it all day, but she gets the information, but she's not there, 24/7. And then she goes and, processes and does her own thing. So I think it's important for us to tap in, to be aware of like these don't wants and what we're feeding ourselves and all this, but we can't do that. We can't run on that because if we're running our battery, right, on all the things that we don't want, we're creating that. We're creating all of those experiences to come in, right? Oh my goodness. Okay. So, oh wow. Blue, awesome. Well, what kind of blue car do you want? Any car? A specific car? How does it make you feel? Focus on that. That's exciting. My first brand new car that I bought myself was blue. I loved it. So let's see. The only things that we have control of is our own thoughts. If they are negative, we will suffer. Yeah. If we hold on to negative thoughts, we can create suffering. But sometimes negative thoughts are necessary for us to understand that, look, something's not right. Something's not going well. We need the contrast, right, of those thoughts to help us define what we do want. So we have to train ourselves. We have to train ourselves that, look, this stuff, no bueno, don't like it, not good. Data. And when we understand, boom, we recognize, don't like it, then, boom, you like the snaps? Boom, we can focus, but what do I like? What do I want to feel? How do I want to create this experience? Focus on that, right? Right. Okay, so and what I really appreciate about this is it's coupling with my experience is a clear indication of the thoughts I think. So are we thinking, are we invested in focusing on all of the don't wants? I really don't want a relationship in which I have to smother someone with extreme affection. Uh, Whatever, I don't know, but like, are we focusing on the things we don't want and then we're getting it? Well, you're a powerful creator, you're getting what you were asking for, but you're realizing we have to realize we're not necessarily asking correctly. Unplug from the focus of don't want, plug into the focus, the intention, the action oriented energy, the investment of what we do want. Okay, I feel like I'm yelling. I'm sorry if I'm yelling. It just. Okay. Moving forward. Why did I decide to do 2 stacks? Y'all didn't even talk me out of it. Stack 4. I can count. Stack 4. Whenever I am feeling bad. Oh, thank you. Good. Whenever I am feeling bad, I am attracting that which is unwanted. Whenever I'm feeling bad, I am attracting that which is unwanted, which is actually true. I haven't read it yet, but which is actually true. Like, when we feel really bad, we're like in a really terrible mood. Like when we're sick or we're just like really depressed or like very just angry, it's like, oh my God, I hate you. And then we like stub our toe and it makes us even more mad. I'm like, you suck over there. And what are you looking at? I remember like when you're a kid, you're like, what are you looking at? Stop looking at me. And it's just like one thing after the other after the other. It's like, we need some time. We need a little like nap, recharge. And so whenever I'm feeling bad, I'm attracting that which is unwanted. True. So, whenever you feel bad, you are in the process of attracting something that will not please you, obviously. Without exception, the reason for negative emotion is that you are focused upon something you do not want or upon the lack or absence of something that you do want. So, whenever you feel negative emotion, you could say to yourself, I'm feeling some negative emotion. I'm feeling some negative emotion, which means I'm in the process of attracting something that I do not want. What is it that I do want? Oh, sorry. What is it that I do want? Right? I like that. I like it because, which is challenging. I don't know, y'all. Like when I'm really mad, upset, and I'm like freaking out, I'm like, my hoops are going down, and I'm like crazy. I'm like, hoops are down. I'm like intense and crazy. I can't stop sometimes. It's just like, I don't like this. That's ugly. Why are you staring at me? Go away. But however, when the hoops come down and I can find myself, I can take a step back, like, look, I really don't want to create more friction here. I don't want that. So when I have been able to calm myself, like just take a step back, boom, maybe hoops are like one hoops on, one hoops off, like maybe like that. When I've been able to do that and take a step back, like what's going on right now? Like why am I so angry? Why am I feeling like this? Like I'm about to attract even more like anger. Like I'm about to create some really amazing dramatic scene right now. Like I'm about to go in. I don't think I want that. So, why? I don't want to feel this way. And sometimes you just have to go for it. Sometimes you gotta like, allow your inner Jola to come out, like the hoops gotta go down, and you just gotta go for the throat. Sometimes we have to experience that. Sometimes. But sometimes we can acknowledge that, look, I don't want any more of this. So what am I going through? Let me process that. Let me acknowledge that I'm hurt. Let me acknowledge the fear. Let me acknowledge my insecurities. Let me acknowledge whatever it is that I have to acknowledge, right, to process this. And I don't have to fully process it in that moment, but just by stopping myself and asking myself these questions, it helps me to calm down. Okay, but what do I really want? What do I really want? I want to feel heard. I want to feel accepted. I want to be included, you know? And that's not happening. And it's definitely not going to happen now because I made a fool of myself, right? And so let me calm down. Maybe I need to apologize. Um, Maybe I need to wait. But what do I really want? I want to be included. I want to be accepted. I want to feel a part of something. I want I want people to feel my passion when I do what I do, right? And so we have to be aware of these things. And it doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes you're just like constantly going for the throat, you just are. But eventually we can like process stuff and learn to take a step back and learn that, what, I'm about to attract something that I don't really want to attract. I'm about to give life, give energy, give focus into something that I don't want to perpetuate, I don't want to increase, I don't want to enhance, I don't want to create. So let me take a step back. Let me put my hoops back on. All right. Let me sharpen these brows, right? Let me get back. Let me get back to myself. Takes time, you guys. It does. Um, and it's a process. So if you don't get there fully, that's okay. Keep showing up, keep trying, keep working at it. And there is nobody, y'all, there is nobody who does this 24/7 all day long. Everyone has their breaking points, everyone has their wonderful, exciting drama, you know? So let's I'm rambling. Let's see what is co-creating with this card. So whenever I'm feeling bad, right? Whenever I am feeling bad, I am attracting that which is unwanted. Is co-creating with my relationships are supposed to feel good. Well, that just hit, right? So my relationships, that actually works really well. My relationships are, hello, Victoria, welcome. Hello, Sonia. My relationships are supposed to feel good. How does that make you feel? What comes up? Your life is supposed to feel good to you. Before your birth, you knew that the primary component of your physical experience that would offer the greatest value for your personal and collective expansion and joy would be the relationships that you would experience with each other. It was your plan to relish the diversity of your relationships and to choose from them the details that would make up your creations. And here you are. Here you are. So, what is that? I like that. I like that. What does that say to you? My relationships are supposed to feel good. And I'll give you a personal example. Whenever I'm feeling bad, I'm attracting that which is unwanted. So this is like a work example. I had some really, really amazing coworkers. Love them. I do. I'm not gone. I do, but I'm no longer there, and they're no longer there. But I love them, right? And we had a lot of fun. We're family. But also there was one individual, let's say the manager, who was very toxic, and it was very confusing because it would be say this to this person, say this to this person, and pit them against each other. And so there was a lot of like fear based energy going on. And so I didn't feel really good at one point. I didn't feel good. I was like, I had a lot of fear. I had a lot of insecurity, a lot of hurt. Like, why don't they like me? What are they saying behind my back? Blah, 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 blah. And that escalated, really juicy, escalated, like really juicy. And it was hurt. Like it came from a place of fear, insecurity, and hurt. And not to mention, I was also going through that in other aspects of my life. And relationships didn't feel good. They didn't feel good. I missed that because they did feel good at one point. And so when I realized it came to like a head, boom, right? A lot of stuff was expressed. A lot of stuff that I was really emotional. Like I was really emotional, and I learned a lot about myself. I tried to become better, and it's really challenging. And I'm still friends with these people, and I still love them. And I learned a lot about myself through that process. And my relationships are supposed to feel good because they are. I came here to have really great relationships, and we can't get to a great relationship if we don't have drama, if we don't have friction, because they don't always feel good. They're supposed to feel good, but they don't always feel good. And so we show up, we learn, we fight, we argue, we realize more about who we are and then who we are as a unit, and we work through it and we become better. And we realize that, okay, my relationships are supposed to feel good, but that doesn't mean they're good 24/7, right? 365. They're not. But if we can hold on to that, they do feel good. I do have love for you. Then we can get there. Does that make sense? And so I feel that it's really important for us. Like, look, our relationships are supposed to feel good. And so if they don't feel good, it's up to us. We don't have to stay in relationships. It's up to us to discern what is best for us. Because, I mean, there was a relationship that was like, no, bye. You were fun. You were I thought a friend, but you were also very problematic. And that's not how it's supposed to go. Those fears of that person, those insecurities of that person projected, that's not okay. I don't think you're a fully terrible person, but that's not okay for me. And so you have to go. That has to be disconnected. So we don't, just because relationships are supposed to feel good, we don't have to hold on to them thinking that they're going to feel good eventually. We all have to be willing to do the work, right? And so it's important for us to recognize that. This week is going to be an intense week for all of us, and it really is focused on relationships. It's focused on how we feel about ourselves and how we feel about other people around us, what we are thinking and what we are around, what are we allowing for thought to enter and project onto us. And so we are mindful of that stuff. And again, when we are feeling bad, we're going to start attracting that energy. So when we are feeling bad, like, look, I don't mean like sometimes like I would go into work and I'd be like, I'm not feeling good. I'm feeling rather terrible. And so anything that I'm saying, anything that I share, anything that I express, if you're picking that up for me, I'm not, it's not personal. Okay. And a lot of times, like, I would like there are some customers that are really problematic, really challenging. And so I'd be honest with them, like, not rude per se, just honest. Like, boom, honest. Here, okay, no. Block user. And there. So, I would be like, Go to my manager. Okay, this person might call and complain. This is what I did. This was the experience. I'll take on responsibility for myself, but I'm not going to attract any more bad to myself. I'm going to understand that there's a relationship dynamic here, and I can put myself first. And I express like, look, this is not about you. This is about me. I'm going through something. I apologize if you pick up on this, but here, this is what was done. This is what was said. I take responsibility. Okay. Um, Let's see. Well, hello, Angela. You're hitting my feelings, thoughts right on the head. Wow, I'm going through this right now. Love them to bits, but I'm growing stronger slowly. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. It's like what I said before, and you commented on it that we can hold people in our heart space even though they're no longer part of our journey. Exactly, exactly. And that's more about us, but it's also about them when they're ready to do the healing. Again, we can't judge that. That's on them. That's their life. But when they're ready, boom, they can do it. And we can feel better by holding them in a space that feels better to us. So relationships are supposed to feel good. If they're not feeling good, let's ask ourselves why. And when we're feeling really, really terrible, realize that we're going to bring more of that. So let's stop ourselves. Let's disconnect and let's say, hey, why am I feeling this way? What do I really want to feel? How do I really want to feel? And how do I plug into that? Let me focus on that storyline. And so y'all, we're almost done. And thank you so much. I know a lot of people had to check out because this is a long one, but I really do appreciate you all sharing your time with me. It means the world to me. I love doing what I do, and I love helping out Elisa where I can. This is our last set, 5. I can imagine my desired life for 15 minutes every day. Sorry, there's dogs barking. I can imagine my desired life for 15 minutes every day. Can you? I can imagine, yes, I'm going to repeat it. I can imagine my desired life for 15 minutes every day. So what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? What is your desired life? Visualize your life as you want it to be. Go to a quiet, private environment for 15 minutes every day where you can close your eyes and imagine your body, environment, relationships, and life in ways that please you. What has been has Oh my God, sorry. What has been has nothing to do with what will be. Fortune cookie, y'all. What has been has nothing to do with what will be. And what others experience has nothing to do with your experience. But you must find a way to separate yourself from all of the past and from the others in order to be what you want to be. I don't know why that was so hard for me to read. What does that say to you? How does that make you feel? I actually really like that. Let me get a little sip of water because I'm like dying. So, how does that make you feel? I can imagine my desired life for 15 minutes every day. And I think it's really important. Like, it's important because, again, in relationships, in anything, just because we have been through something, it doesn't mean that has to be the same thing every time. So let's say a lot of this is easy to understand in regards to like a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, a wife, partners. Oh, I had this boyfriend and they treated me bad. I had this girlfriend and she treated me bad. I had this, intimate partner and they treated me bad, blah, blah, blah. And so every partner from this point forward is going to be the same. Well, if we hold space for that, yeah. If we don't take some time to write a different story, learn like why this came up, and start to focus focus when we're in a better mood, right? When we're in a better mood, what do we want to feel? What kind of relationship do we want? What kind of people do we want around us? We're not going to get there if we keep focusing on the past. Well, past is patterns. Yeah, patterns can be broken. Cycles can be broken. Past isn't meant to repeat itself. The past is meant to be information, data in which we utilize to create and paint a better picture, design a better reality. And we have not learned this as a collective because we keep repeating ignorant, hateful stuff. We do. So it's important to realize you deserve your life. You deserve your reality. You deserve your shine, your success. And so focus every day. Every day, take some time out. What does your best life look like? How do you want to feel? Who do you engage with? You know, what thoughts do you think? What emotions are you feeling? What kind of relationships do you have? What do your relationships look like? All right. You how do you dress? You know, what's your style like? Do you have a home? Are you renting? Do you have many properties? Like tell me. Like, play with that. What is your life like? What do you desire for yourself? Are you an author? Are you a chef? Are you like what are you a doctor? What kind of doctor? Like what are you doing? What do you want to be doing? Are you known? Do you want to be known? Um, how does all this make you feel? What's really important to you? Okay. And so it's really important this week to start paying attention to everything we've discussed and to start focusing every day. Like, what do I really want to create in my life? Right. So let's just move on to the second part of this, which is really powerful. I came as an extension of source energy. I came as an extension of source energy. So you came as physical extensions of source energy. Oh, hello. Uh, Understanding that you would explore contrast, right? Causing expansion not only for you, but for all that is. You knew that you could find your way back to the resources of your source by feeling your way and by understanding that the relationship between you and you is not one of separateness, but of alignment and resonance. When you master the art of allowing your consistent alignment with the source within you, every other relationship will be beneficial and pleasurable. How does that make you feel? Well, awesome, Regina. Well, I look forward to reading your books. I look forward to that. Absolutely. If that's your dream job, I believe that you're capable of it and successfully too. So, how exciting. I came as an extension of source energy. We are all powerful. We are all beautiful. We are all extensions of the divine, Uh, we are. And so we need to not look at contrast, negativeness, negativity, friction, the lack of whatever like challenge oriented energy that comes up. We don't need to look at that as, oh my gosh, this is terrible. We can look at that, look at it, okay. We can look at it as excitement, adventure. Like we are here in this physical experience and we are supposed to experience contrast, friction and chaos and drama because it helps us like, oh wow, this is uber disgusting. I don't like it. I don't want to experience this ever again. So what do I want to experience? Let me focus on that. Let me learn from this uber disgusting experience so I don't visit that again. Right? Because we can have it. We're an extension of source energy. We're here to experience the most beautiful adventure of this life. But it all really focuses on us investing into ourselves. What do we really want? What do we desire? And also the relationships. Like I see you all in a very beautiful space. You are capable of what you desire for yourself and maybe much more, you know? And I believe in you. I believe in love. I believe in acceptance. I believe in inclusivity. I believe in beauty. And I know we're capable of it. And I hold space for that, even as you struggle, even as I struggle, right? I believe in it. I know what I'm capable of. An example, I believe work stuff. I believe and I know that I can be my version of successful, what will make me happy doing what I love, right? And so even when I get down and I get frustrated and I feel like it's never going to happen, I still hold that space for myself. I know that I'm capable. I know that I'm worthy of it. I know that I'm here for it. It's my mission. It's my mission. And so, boom, get back into alignment. I came as an extension of source energy, and I simply need to get back into every day focusing 15 minutes at least on envisioning my life and my beauty and what I want to create, because what I want to create, it helps, and I get to share with people that I care about, and we build something really beautiful. And every day I can focus on that and I tune back into what I really want. And so when outside energy projects and it activates internal insecurities or fear, if I take the time to practice every day and I focus on what I love and I focus on learning and growing, it doesn't stay there anymore. The negative energy doesn't stay there, and I can focus on building more. I can focus on doing more. I can focus like, no, this is my mission. This is what I love. I'm going to do this. Just like you are going to do that. You get to show up for yourself. And I hold, in my eyes, like I hold you in a space where I know that you're capable of doing that. Right? And so let's wrap this stuff up because we've been on here for a very long time. Thank you so much, you guys. But this week is going to be a fun week. This week, obviously, is an awareness week where we know that we are capable of so much more. It's about focusing on our relationships, relationship to self, as well as others. What kinds of thoughts, if we're experiencing stuff in our life, those are indicators of thoughts that we are thinking, emotions that we are holding, as well as what we're co-creating with. So people around us, people that are projecting, that we're working with those thoughts and those energies, so we're co-creating. So we have to be mindful of all of the stuff that we are feeding ourselves, whether it be from people, that doesn't sound right, but whether it be from people or resources that we read or movies, whatever. Just be mindful. How does that make me feel? And what am I creating here with this? And then also know that when we are going through something, we have the power to rewrite our story, acknowledge what we're going through. Do not deny anyone's experience. That is not our right. Acknowledge it. We don't have to bypass anything. We can work through, we can acknowledge, we can do this. And so we need to be very mindful of what we're putting out there and what we're holding space for, and hold space for people. See the beauty, see, even if you disconnect from them, even if you don't like them, you can see that they are capable of so much more, and that is on them to choose and do with what they want. But we can say, you know what, I believe in you. We can hold that in our own space, hold space for that. They're capable of more. They can grow, they can change. Cool. Hold that, create that environment. So when and if they are ready, they will have at least that energy covering them. And cool, they can change if they want to, and then that creates massive change for every one of us. And then we realize, like, you know what? When I feel bad, whenever I feel bad or really toxic, I need to stop myself if I can. Like, we're going to create more of that energy. I don't want that. So what do I want? Why am I freaking out right now? Why do I feel this way? Let me take a step back, right? How do I want to feel? Am I scared? Am I insecure? What's going on? And let me talk myself through this. Yes, I am scared. Why am I scared? Because of this. Well, I acknowledge that. I accept that, right? How do I want to feel? What do I want to plug into? Boom. Then acknowledge what we're going through and then focus on what you want to feel and invest into that, and take time. I would love for each and every one of us to take time, like 15 minutes or more every single day. If you have to do less, then do less, but do something. Take time every single day and show up for yourself. You are a designer of your life. You are the designer of your reality. And take time to focus in. What do you want to experience? How does your body look? What kind of emotions are you experiencing? How much money do you want to make? Like, what are you doing? Like, what do you want? And embrace that. And know, because you are an extension of source energy. We are divinity energy, right? We can have and will have. We must focus on what we love and what we want. What we do not want is information. Use that information to help us perfect what we express and what we invest in regards to what we do want. So, with that being said, thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for communicating with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. I love doing this. And in the description, there's a link to a group, Healing Crystals / Stones featured sellers. My girl, my friend, Elisa of Elisa Soul Kisses. She is having a sale that I'm helping with, and that's why we've done this reading. So thank Elisa. That's why we've done this reading today. She's having a crystal sale. Crystals, a lot of stuff, not just crystals, some jewelry. She has some really amazing oils. But yeah, and I'm there helping her throughout the sale. So if you have questions on how to work with a crystal metaphysically, tag me. I'm here to be of service. I'm here to help where I can. And thank you. Check me out. Like if you haven't found my YouTube, check me out. I have it all linked, you guys. Find me. You can find me on Twitter, but I don't know how to work the Twitter, y'all. I do not. I just read. I read on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, obviously. Find me on Facebook. Just find me all over the place, okay? Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. I'm rambling. It's time to go. So I wish everyone well. And again, envision your best life, okay? Okay, I'm leaving now. Blessed be.